Today we're doing a 20-minute core and flexibility routine you can do at home to follow along with me with no equipment. We're starting off with the core section consisting of 5 exercises, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off for 2 rounds. Then we'll move on to our static stretches. The first exercise is going to be a hollow rock. Now this can be done in a full hollow hold position or in a half hollow hold. I want you to rock, keeping this nice tight hollow hold. Should be a smooth rocking sensation. Keep your glutes engaged. Generally, the less bobbly your rocking is, the better you're going to be doing it. Now we're going to work up the posterior chain, the back of the body. We're going to be doing a reverse plank, lifting the hips as high as we can, pulling the shoulder blades back and down, engaging the glutes, holding a nice high hip position for the 40 seconds. Shoulder blades should be pulled back and down. Proud chest, glutes engaged, ribs tucked down slightly. Okay, now we're going to go alternating V-ups. These can be done in a full V-up coming right onto the tailbone, or just a smaller crunch variation where you keep your lower back on the floor. But whichever you choose, the arms and body are going to come up every time and the legs are going to alternate. So this would be the full V-up up onto the tailbone, so my whole back is coming off the floor. And feel free to do a smaller, more crunching style like this, where I'm keeping my lower back on the floor, still getting a good ab workout. Okay, next we're going to work the obliques. Walk your legs out so you've got a slight bend in the knees, hands on temples. Going to do a controlled bicycle crunch, taking the opposite elbow towards the opposite knee. Don't worry if you can't make contact, just get as close as you can. Stepping the legs, alternating, whilst giving a nice big rotation to the torso. I like one elbow to touch the floor. As the other elbow hits the knee, it just forces me to twist properly. Relaxing the abs, getting ready for the 5th exercise. You got 2 options. You can either do a straight leg dead bug, which is going to be a little harder, or just a classic 90-degree knee dead bug. So you're dropping opposite sides down whilst maintaining good contact with the lower back on the floor as you brace your core. Your head can be on the floor for this one. Well done. Take 40 seconds off. There's just 2 rounds, so we're just running through those one more time before moving on to the stretches. This video is actually part of a longer calisthenics series. So if you've been doing that, congratulations, you've almost finished. And if you'd like to try the whole series, you can download the program guide from the description of this video. So try not to change the angle at the hip. Stay in that open hollow hold position. That's such a burner. I'm glad we're only doing 2 rounds of that. Well done. We're going to move onto our static stretch section now. Being flexible is really important for a lot of calisthenics if you want to do it properly. So we're going to do 10 stretches, doing 50 seconds on, 10-second transitions. If you fold your mat up, if you want slightly more of a knee cushion, and we're going to bring the left leg out front. I'm going to go for a hip flexor stretch on this right side. So if you tilt your pelvis under, engage in the glutes, draw the ribs in, and then lean the back right hip forwards. You shouldn't have to go too far to feel a stretch. And then if you can, you could put the foot up on a bench or up against a wall to intensify the stretch. But if you're doing that pelvic tilt and leaning the right hip forward, you should be able to do this without even holding the foot or having it up. However, if you want a more intense variation, try elevating that back leg. Slowing your breathing down. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So kneeling on the left knee, right leg out front. Focus on the pelvic tilt first, engaging the back left glute, then lean the hip. You shouldn't have to go too far. Avoid any overarching of the lower back. And if you can, elevate that back foot up, either putting it up against a wall, on a bench, on a chair, or even holding it like I am. Every now and again, re-engage the glute on this back leg side, drawing the abs in. It's tempting to flare your abs forwards, arching your lower back, and we're trying to do the opposite to get a good stretch here. Okay, next we're going into a hurdler stretch. So if you put your right leg out front, take the left leg and put it behind you. And you're just going to be posturing upright. And if you can, maybe even leaning your chest forwards over this quad. And the bigger the distance between this leg and this knee here, the harder the stretch is going to be. So you might be able to scoot it out a little wider. So you're either feeling it on this hamstring on the front or on the inside of the hip here. It's not right or wrong, you'll just feel it where you're tightest. Okay, let's put the left leg out front, tuck that right leg back behind you. Increase the distance between the legs if you want. Posture upright first and then lean forward second if you've got any room.
If you want to take your training to a new level, consider joining my TPT virtual studio. This members area gives you exclusive access to an extensive follow-along video library not available on YouTube. It also includes written workout plans you can do at your own pace, taking the guesswork out of training and optimizing your results. Learn to fuel your body for success with nutrition resources, from meal plans to dietary strategies that work. Save yourself from expensive gym memberships, long travel times, and average results by joining the virtual studio. To check it out, follow the link in this video's description after your workout.
Onto one of my favorites, we're going to stretch out the piriformis. If you cross your left foot over your right knee, hold on to your left foot with your right hand, reach through that gap you've created in between your legs, holding onto the hamstring and relaxing the head and shoulders back towards the mat. If you're more flexible, you could reach even further and hold onto the shin and then relax your head and shoulders back. You should feel this stretch in your upper outer glute area on that left side. Your piriformis is a muscle that runs from that long bone, your femur, and the top of your leg up into the lower back. So you imagine if that's tight, it can cause a little bit of pressure and discomfort around the back. So it's good just to release it every now and again, either with a stretch or even foam rolling. Okay, switching over, so taking the right foot, crossing over the left knee. I'm going to take the left hand, hold on to the right shoelaces, reaching through that gap I've created in the middle to the hamstring or to the shin if you're more flexible. Head and shoulders relax back down to the mat, feeling the stretch in the upper outer glute area on that right side. Okay, next we're going to do a page turner hold. So lie on your left side, knees at 90 degrees. And you're going to take your right hand, you're going to come up, slowly fall down as far as you can get. If you're short on space, you can put a 90-degree bend in the arm and do the same stretch, but if you've got the room, just stretch that arm out. You want to keep your knees together, relaxing down, feeling some rotation in the back, but having a nice open chest position. Okay, switching to the other side. So I'm going to lie on my right side, knees up 90 degrees. Take that left arm, reach up, and then relaxing down towards the mat. Either outstretching the arm or even if you're short on space, putting a 90-degree bend in the elbow. You might find that you can rest your arm on the floor. If it helps, you can take your right hand and just gently press that left knee down to stop your body rolling over. As you can see, I've got a bit further in this stretch from start to finish, so it's definitely worth doing. Okay, for this next one, I want you to come into a kneeling position, leaning back, hands on the mat, and then bridging up. You can have your hands flat as well if you want. So I'm engaging the glutes, lifting the hips as high as I can. Should feel a stretch down the quads, the hip flexors, and let's try and get a bit of a stretch on the shoulders as well by elevating the chest, pulling the shoulder blades back, just like we did in the reverse plank. Okay, you might want your mat sideways for this. I'm just gonna fold it across because we want a wide knee position. Reach your arms out, crawl around to the left side and lean into that right lat. So you got wide knees sitting into an adductor stretch, but you're crawling your fingertips away, giving an arc down the right side of the body, trying to get a little bit of a lat stretch on that right side. over to the right. Lean into that left side now. And that's the routine complete. Thanks so much for joining me. Let me know in the comments below, how did you find it and where in the world are you following along from? This is almost the end of my calisthenics series. So if you're on that, well done, get some rest and get ready for that final day. If you're not already on it, check out the program guide linked in the description of this video and you could go back and start from day one. I'll see you again soon for another one.